I recorded this on August 6th. It's scheduled to air on August 9th. Hopefully by now, though, we will be celebrating the political obituary of Corey Porsche. I'm telling you why. Prada on politics. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Make some noise and comments. No comments yet. Want my first comment besides me. Seriously, 5 years ago I moved to University City, Missouri, which is in the 1st Congressional District of Missouri. It was carved out in a very strange shape in order to provide a place to concentrate African American voters. It was taken over by a population that naturally wanted to vote for one of their own. That was fine. But when I got here 5 years ago, I needed some constituent service. I was having trouble getting my daughter's passport renewed in 2020 during the pandemic in Israel. She lives in Israel. She's lived most of her life in Israel. And I just needed someone to help get an appointment at the embassy. Congressional service. They gave my phone number and my information to the campaign. They never contacted about my need for constituent service. I guess maybe I sounded too Jewish. I don't know. They kind of laughed at me and gave my information to the campaign, which apparently they're legally allowed to do, by the way. You know, the anti-spam laws on phone calls, blah, 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 you have to identify it. None of that stuff applies to politicians. They wrote themselves a great policy there. But I got fundraising pitches, and I got angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier. And in the end, my daughter talked to some people in Israel. And they figured out what the schedule of new spots for getting appointments at the embassy to renew your passport. And she got her appointment, and she got her passport 6 or 8 months after she needed it, but she got it. So the basic tenet of being a congressperson in the United States is to provide constituent service. My wife became a citizen in 1998. She applied for citizenship in 1995 or 1994 or 1993, and due to her backlog, her application was working very slowly. We asked, when she was a resident of California, Dianne Feinstein of blessed memory, for constituent service while my wife was a resident of California. She got married to me in 95. She moved to Chicago. Dianne Feinstein's office stayed up, contacted us, asked how things were, checked it up, pushed until my wife got her citizenship ceremony. Now, she was eligible to be a citizenship before she ever saw me and met me on the face of this earth. But my wife was subjected to extra scrutiny because she was married. She got married during the time period. She was in the United States 6 years, and she was registered immediately and eligible for a green card the minute she got here because she was persecuted by the KGB. She had every right to citizenship. She had every right to a reasonable application processing speed. When that didn't happen, Dianne Feinstein stood up and gave good constituent service. Now, I called Josh Hawley's office in Missouri. I get no service. I don't even get acknowledgement when I call. I go on the website, no acknowledgement on my call. Corey Porsche ignored 5 posts from her congressional website for asking for service, 3 phone calls, and 1 physical visit to her office. They were laughing behind the door. I don't know what they were laughing at. Maybe I was out of place in that neighborhood. I don't know. But I was treated like crap. So you want to stay in Congress? Give good constituent service. I'm hoping Cori Porsche loses. If she doesn't, I may run against her next time. The campaign of Wesley Bell has been well funded, $8 million of Jewish money, because she voted against condemning the Hamas terrorist attack on October 7th, 2023. She basically voted in favor of one of her constituents, me, who was there at the time, for being attempted murdered. I watched missiles float down out of the sky into the desert 5 kilometers from my house in Israel. And my congresswoman was in favor of that? That was legitimate fighting back against Israeli oppression? Oppress what? Tell you something about Israel. If Israel declared peace and would lay down their weapons, there would cease to be a state of Israel. If Palestinians and Arabs, or whatever you want to call them, were to give up their weapons and say they want to live in peace with Israel, there would be peace. That's the final agreement. And Cori Porsche doesn't understand that. Hopefully her replacement, Wesley Bell, does.